Hello. Okay, no, I. Okay, I might have to check this out. Hello. Hello. Okay, I don't hear my mic. Okay, now I hear it. Okay, it feels fine. How high am I? Hello. Hello. Maybe I should take the gain lower? I think I used to have it like -10 or something. Let's start with 5. -5 I meant. God damn it. Alright. Then, at this point, let's... I'm gonna check the audio from the playback, so right now don't need to monitor this. Okay, so welcome back. I've swapped my installation of OBS with OBS Flatpak because I have been told that that's the most optimal installation possible. Therefore, that's what I'm gonna be doing at this current moment. I haven't enabled really anything just because if stuff doesn't work nicely and my pipewire still crashes, I'm just gonna have to swap back to Ubuntu, which is a shame, but I'm not gonna cry over it. I really been liking the Rust experience as much as it's hard for me to admit. But in the meantime, I believe I have been running my bin air. Here we have the... I'm gonna leave out the tailwind and Redis server. Very well. Let's take a look. So here's the game. Very well. Here's the player. Looks like it could crash if I start in the middle. Alrighty then. Now, what we want to implement is the... Oh, I have some stuff. Let's say leftovers. I don't know what was this about, so I'm gonna run it. Okay, so the first thing that I want to achieve is work with my... I should work on my point system. So I'm gonna work on the simplest way for the point system, which is simply each correct answer is 100 points, and then we work it out from there. Now that should be... I also wanted a slight streak. That made enough sense, a very little streak, like a 3 consecutive answer streak, where we give a little bonus to whoever gets them. Because I wanted it to be complicated, but I could just give a 20 points for a 3 question streak. Sounds like fun. Sounds like good enough. Okay. Then I would want also to move some stuff, because at this moment I'm keeping most of the player in the state, but there's not like a global state. This would be more like... I don't even know how to call it, but this would be more of a what should we say? More of a like a file that has the shared stuff between them, between my files for the player and my files for the state. Also, my players is in the handlers, so forgot about that part. Okay, then let's take a look when we... Okay, so we save player info. Basically, every time that someone disconnects, is disconnected, and we delete it from the lobby, because at some point we would want to reconnect them. That's gonna be annoying. But the first thing is when we save player info, so this is the first time which would start to score 0. There's the close handler. Now every time that we get one answer, this is where we want to also check what we're sending, which basically will imply that yes, there's the answer here. Okay, I'm confused. I know it's a string, but what am I passing? So So I'm confused at the moment. What am I passing essentially? Okay, but it looks like I also check for a template, but I would also need to give up this one. Don't quite know what this template is. I completely forgot. Yeah, I know 2020, don't worry. Okay, so there's 2, there's 3, there's 4. Then we go to definition and we fix it to take in an extra argument, which should be. So this is the answer color, and this is the answer string. Very well. And I believe that I save the current question, like in which answer I believe I save. So there's the answer count. Fine. There's the master. Can sign player. There's the replacing. Okay. So somewhere in between over here, it doesn't really matter when. But if it will matter because it's before the answer count. But over here, I first want to get the current question, which I believe this is the way. Current question string and current question, which at this point should be a function, I believe. Okay, so there's the current question. Now we check if current question equals, or rather, current question dot answer. Oh, that's an int. We also need to check do we not every question? Yeah. Get questions and marshal data into questions. There's that also. So I have a couple of functions that I will be making soon enough. Or not, I don't know. Okay, so we loaded every question and now we check if questions dot core question equals to answer. Right, I forget correct. So if it is correct, then we save player's info. And here we want the Redis, the status, and the player. So here's for the easy one, RDB, which I don't have. or it's called Redis now. Tough. Fuck. And the other easy one would be that it's connected, so. Ciao, ma. Buon lavoro. Now for the harder one, I actually need to read out which player am I working with. So I see that this function is getting kinda heavy. I think I have to think it out a little. But we know which player is getting red. We are in his socket. Oh, like we have the connection here. Even though the connection is not that useful, yeah, I kept track of the connections, but how do I keep track of the connection? Wasn't it like in the state like players or something? Okay, that's not a map. So not doing a map. So this param script is unfortunate. I have to deal with that sooner or later. Definitely have to deal with this. But I believe one way in which it is getting replaced correctly, it would be to, okay, no, I need to know, it would be to replace the answer 1, 2, and 3 with red, or make a constant that would be answer 1 would be called red answer, or some shit like that. That will reduce 1. Why am I giving him the template? What do I do with this template? I mean, this template could be replaced. I need the connection, that's sure. The Redis client, it's fine to keep it open, that's okay. If there's a way to compress this in one, like a tuple, that should be better. But so far, let's make it ignorant. And we're gonna give also the player name, which I should be having. Well, I can actually just press the player straight up. And there's the player, I swear. Okay, so name, status, answer, score. Okay. And here's the player. So this will save the player info, but before that we're gonna say player.score plus equal 100. Okay. So this way my score gets saved, and this should work quite nicely. So there's 0. I don't remember which one of those. How many finger? Okay, I need to get up that goddammit JSON. Where's the timer? 3 seconds. 60, please. Please, for the love of God, I have to do other shit, so don't. I remember I had this shitty problem even last time. That even after... Okay, no, this time I did not write it. But see? Google is still caching my shit. Like, what? I don't understand what's this aggressive JavaScript caching shit. How many fingers is 10? I believe 10 is the correct one. Who's Ken? Barbie's boyfriend. So it doesn't work out. Okay, have to go back from check. So see you in a minute. All right, so one thing that like, do I even have the correct? Yes, I have the correct one. Let's print out this. Oh, fuck, wait a second. Wait a second, what am I? Like what? There's some returning going on over here. The fuck is going on? Oh, wait. The fuck? Oh, what? I use map index to place any as string. Why did I have this problem only now specifically? Wait. Game state. Okay, that should have been. Finally. Right. Gonna criticize something about either Air or Go. When I have an error, there's not like some flashing red stuff. But I have like, oh, there's like, hey, there is a handler state Go not used. Like, brother, could you please highlight it like a goddamn problem? Like red glowing in my face. Show it to me. Yeah, well, here's the deal. So we don't need to place out which player. We're fine now. But we would need to understand why would this not be happening. Scoring. We did score. Which leads me to believe that something is weird. There's the leaderboard. Oh, leadboard. What the fuck? This would be the leaderboard template. Okay, there's a leaderboard. Better. Yeah, we were saying client lobby. This was driving me crazy. Or I think I don't even need it anymore, so that's fine. But like the player, do we? So am I broadcasting straight up from the current question, whatever? Yeah, I'm broadcasting this shit to everybody without really anything. But where? Okay, there's the template question. There's the like wait 5. All right, so this is where my okay, the client lobby is every player. And I pass it to that. But before doing this, I should refresh the lobby. Okay. So that sounds like a singular function. It could be like a function refresh lobby. I could change it in place. Place it. It's a global variable, so it's like a big deal to change it in place, but refresh lobby. Create a function refresh lobby. There it is. And for L range what about the girlfriend? Always get the GFK, so there's the range over the server lobby. Wait, so there's like a players lobby? Okay, client lobby. So there's a bunch of players here. Okay, that's the index, which I don't care. And there's the player. And for each player, I'm gonna read out. So I don't have a Redis connection. Well, I do have a Redis connection here. That's great. Oh, fuck no. What did I click? Okay, so I do have a Redis connection. That's great. Now, for each one, we will read the player, refresh its score, and keep it going. Now, it is kind of awkward to have it that way. Probably want to move everything inside the Redis. At some point, the only one that I wouldn't want to save is the sockets in Redis. I mean, I don't think I want to save the sockets, the ports. Feels like a lot of info to be saving there, but we will see. I love to not have any kind of global state. This will be like a player, whatever. Okay. Player dot the name, and that would be like okay, let's make it PL over here, short one. And we will copy a get from somewhere. Ew. What's this all about? So we will copy all of this back in here. Where was it? The error, so must be here. And we don't need it. Okay, no, we need the first one. All right, so we are gonna get this player. Gonna move all of this shit down here. Okay. We can also remove this FMT. So log.println can't read. Okay. And there's the data. We are marshal our player. So there's a bunch of bytes here. Oh yes, this is a set. I'm not trying to set, trying to read. So we unmarshal the data. Okay. Now we should have like I swear, what's up with today's I need to make the player capital. Okay. There's the var player. We save the player over here. Now that I think about it, this is not even a bad idea. No, but we need it to be. So now the PL dot score is going to be a player dot score. Wait, this doesn't work? Why? Use right to field. Go long. So wait, this won't work? Okay, looks like that's a copy. Well, in that case, I'm gonna return the I. I'm just gonna say client lobby I of score. This would write directly in my on my dude, so again we're scoring, but and we are also refreshing. I hope so. Son of a bitch again. Okay, player 193, 194. Player. Yeah, 194. Okay, game state. Like is. I refuse to believe that they can't make it better colors. Okay, bad, whatever, I don't care. Okay, that's one thing I would love. Stop on error true. Okay, so my refresh either is not running. Refresh. Or it's not working. I am running the refresh. The last possible way is that simply my player score is not getting registered. Okay, that's interesting. And that's happening where exactly? I don't even remember. Player right, and there's the player. So that's 0. Interesting. Before funk. And like Okay, so it looks like this is not overriding shit, which is bizarre, like... do we need to pass it up as a reference? Like so? Does this make it better? Hmm. That's like this. Okay. Okay, I'm getting confused. Wouldn't now it being... Isn't it now being overwritten? Yeah, this doesn't work. It simply, plainly, like, doesn't work at all. I'm really weirded out because the other possible mechanic is to simply copy it out and make a new one. But, like, why? Why isn't this working out? Oh, wait, am I not reading it out here? Do I have a get? And when I unmarshal it in the player. Oh. that's why. But if I... Okay, but because that would be like the disconnect kind of stuff. So that's bar tmp player. Or player, should I say. I'm gonna use the tmp. And we check that if okay, the problem is essentially I'm reusing this function. Yeah, because this was thought about, so if it's the first time, we log. Otherwise, if we're disconnected, should be checking for the connection, right? So there's the get and write and return. Okay, so first part is, this is our first login. Now the second part is, suppose we're logged in. We read the player. If the player was disconnected, then we were working with this guy over here. Essentially, this is kind of useless. Don't it? I'm still always gonna have to override with what's here. So but like even the status, we gonna keep it up for a second, but pretend for a minute. Yeah, pretty much I don't quite care what's in memory. I am the correct one, no? Or maybe not. Okay, I saw the errors of my way, I think. which makes me realize I don't need to save the whole as player, but I need to save the whole as player. But I have to write some additional code. Redis. And basically we update the status and we update the score, which would be an int. This is useless. This will be like 100, which is a magic numbers, and we don't do magic numbers. Let's go into state. Let's say we call base score, which is 0, and we will call right answer, which is 100. Just a couple of base scores. Actually, it's current player score. No, okay, this is stupid. Okay, wait, this is not stupid. Not necessarily. Because this can be the current score plus 100. This way, when we go to write, we can just write down the player. Hopefully it's not. Oh, that's weird. Wait, maybe it isn't. Yeah. Update the status. Update the score. I think I can simplify it. I'm mostly positive. Son of a bitch. Why is it 0 before? Alright, because I'm not writing it. I'm not reading it from here. We get our data back. The Redis player score. But actually, I don't even need to take this in. Because so far it's not dependent on anything so far. I need to, let's ask ChatGPT. Run ergolang that will stop if it can't build the binary. Son of a bitch. Like this would be the way. Let's say that I put this over here. Oh, there it is, son of a bitch. Kinda crazy that it will run the last one. If it's, oh, there it is. Okay. We're working. Very well, and if I restart the server, my players will go back to 0. So, car. My players don't go back to 0. Wait. When a new player enters. Oh, because the Redis is still there, so we would want maybe to restart Redis. Does restarting Redis? Nah. Doesn't look like that works. Looks like there's going to be a lot of work going into this. Like a lot. When would this need to be reset? Like, as long as the game is on. It's probably okay. But when the game stops, well, it's not like my players will disconnect a bunch of times. There's not going to be this kind of situation. I think it kinda works. There's a little bit of a mess. Yeah, rebuilding the server does empty some stuff. Okay. Somewhat it jumped to 200 straight up. Or am I tripping? I don't believe I'm tripping. Big car. Zero. Let's make 42. Zero. Let's go use Barry Burfing. No, that's not. I'm tripping. Okay. But this problem of the state is just purely because I'm resetting a bunch of times. Probably will be solved when I implement how the lobby works. Let's say it's done. Maybe we add, so draw the players on leaderboards. Yes. Add points. Yes. Consecutive. This we couldn't even move it over here. Draw leaderboards on the phone with their name highlighted in a funny quote. So this would be like the ending leaderboard. I don't know if that's what hill I'm willing to die on right now. One little thing that I'm gonna move out just to check that works correctly. Well, first off, let's push every. What the fuck did they? Okay. So let's push this real quick. We say systems points working more or less. So we will now fix the picture situation. Let's go in our older Kahoot in my I got the base or DB or some shit. Some folder. Oh, it's public. See pictures. We have all of this. So we move. We copy this. Workspace. Kahoot-go. Static pictures. Okay. So that's that. And at this point, I still have it called index, but I'm feeling very not well into changing that. And this should be like the pick, shouldn't it? But I don't remember. I don't remember the paths. So there should be static, pictures, and that. So you need to go to the DB. DB JSON. And we add static in front. Not sure which one will work better. Okay. Hmm. Okay, it's called pick. Very well. Alright, so that worked. Impressively easy. So there's my stuff. Okay. Which would mean that we're gonna stack it up. Stage. And pictures loaded. Very well, at this point, we basically start on working on a presentation kind. And the presentation kind, I would want to say that I would have a page for starters, which will feature this as a demo. And then have each Kahoot that I load make a random code. Also, I want the QR code stuff. There's also a bunch of shit that I want to implement. But I think the first one would be working on. We're starting here straight on the game, but the first one would be to go into localhost 8080, and we have nothing. So I'd want to fix. Okay, let's put them in a place that I want. So that the game, rather than the demo game, I would say the home page or the landing page. Better say landing/home. Okay, that's the first thing. There's the demo game, which is the mine. The demo game is basically done. Having multiple rooms, this would be, yeah. We also add use QR code and random code generator to keep lobbies safe. Do you mean unsafe? Safe. Okay, so the landing page, I would make it extremely. Oh, CDB, what's up? How's it going? Did my program crash yet today? No, it didn't. How's the Rust learning going? I actually ditched Rust. Well, I've had a long month in February with Rust. I tried to build some stuff client side just to see how is the experience, and it wasn't that great. Well, I believe that WebAssembly is probably very young, so the whole experience, yeah, the whole experience was had a bunch of problems, and also reminded me of React, so I had shivers down my spine. I never worked with React. Like this project currently was written in React, and now I'm making it back into Go. And that little experience was enough to traumatize me for life, so never doing that again. But now I'm back to Golang because that's the language that I want to use one day as professional job. Yeah. Now Rust I think has its place. Maybe I don't know if I'm gonna go ever lower level or something like very powerful and something else. I think I'm gonna take a look at Rust when it makes sense. Like I enjoy more using Go than Rust. That's why I'm back here. Like this year is going to be a Go year. So let's see how I feel really about Go. Maybe next year see if there's another language that could be worked. Is the other contender, since I see a lot of people, I use server side, Rust makes a lot of sense. Client side, not so sure. Yeah, the argument would be type safety and basically that. But WASM, it still feels very limited, so I would just use JavaScript on the client side and be done with it. The only other server side stuff that I'm kind of interested, that's because I work in Ruby on my day job, so I see a lot of people migrate from Ruby straight to Elixir. You need to go to reason to use WASM. Yeah, I don't see, unless there's some, because at the end of the day, it doesn't even perform better. It still gets translated into JavaScript, so it still will run under V8. So unless your team literally can't do without that, it will probably be simpler to just go around. Like all of that React stuff, it's annoying, but probably better. I think it'd be better. Like I'm curious about Elixir just because why Go instead of Rust? Well, because I'm not particularly concerned with type safety on that level. I think that specifically for the backend, I would enjoy more Go instead of Rust. I generally prefer to write Go. I miss the I miss the nil safety. That's for sure. But most of the time, it feels nicer and easier to go with Go. So it's simply easier, and Rust makes me go insane sometimes. Did you ever get far enough into Rust to use enums with fields? Yeah, I work with enums. They're nice. They're neat. I think that there's basically Rust is too much. I feel like the reason that I like about Go is they both have amazing tooling that's still missing from Go, right? Yeah, we don't have that kind of enums. They both have amazing tooling, but Go is a little simpler, and I think for backend, just that's enough. Unless you're gonna write some insane backend that is very optimized. Can live out enums tagged unions now. Yeah, makes sense. I believe it has to deal with how you perceive writing programs. I like writing them in a very dumb and straightforward way. So working out with a lot of types never felt that appealing to me. Like even Java, I don't like Java just because of the tooling, but I see a lot of people that always try to do stuff like factories, and I don't understand why are we going that complex. I don't enjoy having everything way too. Let's say I don't enjoy defining that much. If that makes sense. Go has the thing that I enjoy, which is write down the code. Sometimes might be more verbose, sometimes it might look less nice, but that's what I enjoy. Yeah, people seem to have a lot of stuff without clear reason. Yeah, so a friend of mine, I don't believe, I think he had it on a LogiG, there he goes. I think he pushed it up. Yeah, no, that's the Advent. Java design patterns, that would be it. So he was trying to look at, this is a streaming? Okay. Useless. Yeah, he tried to work on, I believe it was the generators. The avatar is a worry. Nah, he's fine, he's fine. So he tried to make, like, he used some generators, some factories. And when I saw the factories, I wonder, like, what's the big deal about the factory? Is it because you're moving the switch case from the constructor into another classes so you have separation of consent? Yes. And dude, there's so much code for so little result. I feel that's so too many code for very little return. So my index, I have to make some renaming here. By the way, I don't know how long ago have you been here, but great for consultation, challenging by the hour. Yep, basically that. Also, honestly, as far as I'm concerned, Java works. I would only use it for Android developing and specifically for even better if it's Kotlin. Just turn up, can stay long. Fair enough. Well, I'm making a quiz game. This would be played at my girlfriend's master degree party. So actually, I have already written this, but basically now it's in Go. And I would enhance it a little bit. Multiplayer and all of that. Now it's time to clean it up because I don't have a landing page. So that's the first one I want to work about. Okay, this is called the game. We will make an index.html. But yeah, maybe it will turn out again in Rust. I don't know. See in the future. I'm not disliking knowing some Rust because at least I know why it's cool. I'm gonna say I enjoyed it way more than I thought. Like I could have sworn that I would hate it. I thought it was always over complex, and I think people oversell how complex it is. Like Rust's not easy, but okay, to be fair, I never wrote some macros, so probably I miss a little bit of context in that. But C++ are already very into types. Oh yeah, makes sense. I believe you are the intended audience for Rust. Don't need macros appreciate Rust. Yeah, no, I mean like macro. I heard from Primagen or as a general from here and there that macros and concurrency makes Rust like that's the most difficult Rust can get. I never touched the let's say hell level of Rust. Does this work? Okay, fair enough. There's nothing here. Okay, the home handler does nothing. We'll start with the borrow checker for a while. Yeah, see, that's the part that I believed it's going to be hard, but it didn't feel that I didn't struggle that much with it. Like it was annoying for the first week, but then I think that like you probably didn't struggle since C and C++ makes you think about memory. My impression is that a lot of people that started with high-level language depends on your pre-existing habits of data structure. Yeah, see, so I think that's a lot of web devs that maybe started in a bootcamp and they always worked in Java and Python, JavaScript and Python, so they don't quite think about memory. But to me, it felt very snappy. Just I always imagine there's a free at the end of my function, and it worked. Understand to some extent. Yeah, sometimes it's weird. Sometimes I don't quite get it. But even WASM in my, I don't know if I have it here. I believe I have. AUC. WASM in particular did make me question some stuff. Yeah, like this spawn local async move. If I use something on the outside, The compiler told me that I need to make it a pointer. There was some pointer stuff to be working on. So the issue about free memory raster structure are basically the same as C++. Yeah, but it's implicit. It's the stuff around aliasing sortations. Okay, I didn't get that far. Yes, sometimes it gets weird. But again, probably shouldn't express myself too much on a language that I used for 3 months. I would say I wouldn't mind writing Rust. That I'd say. If I had a day job in Rust, I wouldn't mind it. I would prefer it over way more languages. Like at this point, the principal language that I would write without too much of annoying is Go, Rust. And again, probably Java if I had to work on Android. Because Java for the server, there's again the problem with Java is all the context. I don't like Java because of the context. The language itself is fine, especially if it's Java like 11 and afterwards, or even better, Java around 20. That's fine. It's the tooling and the technology around it that usually makes it suck. Especially if it's even worse if it's legacy and if it's proprietary. Man, oh man, that's some ugly as shit. So that's the game, but I want the index here. Gotta go. Thank you for dropping by. See you around. Have a nice one. Ciao, ciao. Okay, so index off. Feels like I can make a function out of this. Index path. And okay, we can log it out. Or we can top fuck and we can make like a okay. Looks great. So there's an empty one. And my game is broken. Oh, there it is. So game, actually. Take a look, undefined index. And there it is. Okay. Right, then. That being said, let's work on the page. I want to go as simple as possible on this page. So we go for a localhost. Easy kind of shit. Can even drop the play right now. We don't quite need that. Again, I would want to just blast through this. Didn't this make it into Groovebox? Why is my body empty? Okay, Span, hello. So yeah, let's make it very quick. Let's see it. I'm tempted to just be done and make it again for the big monitor. Because whatever. Very. There's no need to go that big, so let's. Okay, let's start with the first one. Like a big textual stuff. Which call it even a main. I don't know. It'll be like a header. Oh, fuck. Oh, right. That's the deal. Game. I forgot about that. Okay. Mm, 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 mm. So it's going to text white. Okay, so it's a good Sarah, and we would say that all of this is probably okay. Let's make it inside here because I just want to make it text white, flex, flex row, justify, center, align. A bit text 5 Excel. We would also want it to be bold. Can span it out. Quickly into a this is going to be a very small one. Class text XS. That's for the memes. What do you mean? Oh, right, I forgot where the tailwind goes. Alright, so that's good. We're gonna make a little paragraph. This is a game. Yeah, party. Jeff party. Long story short. This, by the way, should be width 10/12. Always nice to make it a little bit smaller. Call. like items. Okay. Empty 20. Actually, we could even say, no, we have the item justifying all of the shit. Believe we don't have a height, so height screen. And this should make it basically, yeah. Self-center. Doesn't get self-centered? Why? H screen, B screen, center. Specify center, item center. There you go. What the fuck are you talking about? All right. Flex. Okay, that's easy. Very well. Etc. This is a game from a GF party. Okay. We can even make like a gap. Long story short, it's a quiz game, loosely inspired, totally copied. Inspired, totally. God damn it. Man. Also totally copied from Kahoot. There is a demo if you like to try. I would want this to be smaller. Like 612 or 50%, half. Margin top of 10. We don't need any margin top over there. And we can have a button or an anchor, even better. Okay, there it goes. Very well. The last issue is that I want it to be a little colored, so make me a cute anchor using Tailwind. Okay, he misunderstood a little bit, I think. Less cute with border, color, and make it 4 acquits. Yeah, I'm gonna lie, this is nice. This will be demo. At this point, honestly, just be decent. Just make a gap, honestly. I'll fix this. So that's the demo, and I'm not disliking the idea of having them grouped up. Next. And let's make a gap of 2. The fuck? Oh wait, yeah, this is V. I don't need to say it anymore, that we feel. There should be like a half. That this looks nice. That's interesting. I think this is getting annoying, so no. And the later one would be like this surrogate. Sure. I'm not gonna lie, this guy, the GPT bot, did a decent job here. Now, the demo game is great that works like that. The Sera game, I believe now I have to make some conditionals in which when I pass here, be like game equals Sera, something of the sorts. So when I click, I can check whose game it is. And yeah, that's looks good enough. As far as I'm concerned, not gonna lie, I'm quite surprised by how good this button is. Honestly, GPT for my interface sounds like a great use case because that's something I don't want to work with. I understand enough that I could fix a little bit of this, so that's great. Like honestly, this looks good. Okay, and that's for it for this project. I would also like this brings me straight up to the game. That's the home page. I would want to actually make something different for a moment. Basically, this could redirect me to another page in which way I have the QR code and the password. the key code to connect, and the password. So that's the lane. This would be called the landing page, which is fine, it's the index. And then Sarah should bring me to like the lobby. I would call it lobby. And I would like to protect it with a password. Or some way of protection. So let's make the landing page be with a password. Okay, let's distinguish this in a simple way. And this simple way, okay, landing page on page, yes. Demo game, we basically made it. The way I also want to say it's the lobby page. So that's the page that we make tomorrow. And then we would simplify. Because now we're gonna have a bunch of different games. I'm not gonna add the option to make every single game different because that's not like I'm learning little by little. The things about this, about every question I had on my little web adventures that I'm having, is that the fact that it takes a lot of time to stuff. Like it's long, and you should choose. I should choose my battles very carefully because I'm not learning that much in this specific domain. So probably it is a great idea if I take a look and think about it, you know? So I've read this guy a bunch of times, which is great. I want to look at somebody else. And go and take and greet somebody. There's a game dev over here. Let's go say hi. Well, thanks everybody for watching. I will see you definitely tomorrow.